drama you're about to see is a matter of human record. You may believe it. But the real people who live this, they believe, they know. They took that one step beyond.
This is 328. See weather. See weather. 328. See weather. See weather.
Don't change, I swear.
No, the other one, Yola. 328. See Yola weather. This is 328. 328. Live and direct. 328.
There's a part in the scripture where it talks about the day would be turned to darkness. The sun wouldn't give his light, covered with clouds. I think it was accurate. So you can see their day was turned to night. Also talked about blood red skies. I don't think this has to do with any planet. I don't think a planet has that kind of power. Especially not on flat Earth. Maybe a star. But a planet? Give me a break. Seven days after his birthday. What I've been telling you about the sevens, man. 7 days before the 7th, the 30th. That's when this seems to have occurred. Figured I'd bring this up because a lot of people don't seem to have known this occurred. Other scriptures say that the two witnesses would do it. Yeah, they would do this. I was saying the seals and the trumpets. There's something mentioned about making them drink the blood because of their wickedness. Yeah, like I said, it would be a star, not a planet, that would call something like this. And it's halfway through for that. Red and the blue, I told you. Red and blue Kachina. Red and blue magnetic fields that were in that solar spot that just blasted the earth. Blasted the earth so hard. You're about to see what it caused. This is just recent. That's after I created that power. Now all of a sudden, I got a picture of the Milky Way. Like the Milky Way is supermassive black hole. That they theorize the black hole at the center of our Milky Way. Now, oddly enough, looks kind of like a firmament of stars, they call them. I remember when I saw this one footage, the SETI camera. That shit looked like this giant being and a lamb were a part of it. I scrubbed that pretty good when they got rid of my old page. But also, on that day when I did this, and I created new power, there's a giant quake, well, relatively large quake at Yellowstone. And it continued on. A lot more going on though.
We have Fern Lake up here, and this is the area right here. This image is from 2015. These burned up trees are no longer there. They had died because of the gases coming up, fell to the ground. and the heat literally turned them to charcoal. I have 3 monitors here. The one on the left is the borehole, borehole 207. This is the monitor for Maple Creek, and the monitor for Lake Butte. And all the monitors picked up this 4.2 earthquake. It was actually a 4.3. There's a seismic signature, and I'll bring it down and show you that it was actually a magnitude 4.38, almost a 4.4.
Forever
And
4.
then we'll look at its spectrogram. Okay, it shut down. There we go. Okay, this is the borehole. You can see the hot gases that were coming up. Just before the earthquake struck, the popping of the ground, this is in the upper magma chamber. Alright, and you can see here how the magma chamber goes off towards the northeast. Let me make that bigger. And hold on. We have the Sour Creek Resurgent Dome. Notice the flow towards the direction where this earthquake occurred. And the upper magma chamber goes down below 10 kilometers. And then we got the magma reserve. This earthquake was 8.7 miles in depth, or 14 kilometers. This is significant. So far, 15 people.
8.7. Remember? Told you to watch the sevens. 7 plus 7 was when I did the Tonga earthquake. 14. Remember the solar flare? It just happened on the 10th that I told y'all about the supposedly impossible solar flare. It actually caused something else that hasn't happened all this solar cycle. But it's called a solar quake. I'm gonna show you that in a second. Came from the smallest solar spot like that I've probably seen on the sun this whole solar cycle. I don't know, like at least recently. There are far bigger ones that have been doing much bigger flaring, mostly on the other side of the sun towards the firmament in heaven. And so the flare happened, and then a day later, we got the tsunami, like the earthquake. I'm not sure exactly when it happened. I'm not sure if it was on the 14th as well. I think it was. And then the tsunami reached landfall and all across the Ring of Fire on the 15th. So you got 8.7, and then you got.
Well, have reportedly said they felt it.
Oh yeah, the depth.
Intensity level.
It's 14 kilometers. 14 kilometers of depth. 7 plus 7. What did I tell you? 8.7. 7 plus 7.
Of 5. So that would mean a conduit opened up, more than likely. Pressure built in the magma reserve. A crack, a tube, a conduit opened up between the magma reserve into the upper magma chamber, which means we got a flow of magma coming from the plume of the magma reserve rising up. And it evidently is on the move. Here is the stream view. Yeah, look at that, drum beats. This is the borehole at the top, the borehole. We got more popping up the rocks. The middle one is Maple Creek. And then the bottom one is Lake Butte. See that? Blobs of magma coming into the system. This is those drum beats I was talking about there at the borehole for Yellowstone.
Remember these. Remember these. These peaks of intensity. These peaks of intensity have like a rhythm to it, like a drum. Remember that.
Or the Madison River. Boom, 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 boom. And this is the same. Let's go to the signature. This is the same drum beat right here for what I downloaded to the borehole. And this is.
Remember the most recent power I used to release my power, keep it from building up to such exponential potentials? It's so that it release more frequently on a cycle. And that's what we're seeing right here, cyclic rhythm-based explosion and energy. You'll see it again in the sun.
This is what it was showing shortly afterwards. And then look at that, more drum beats continuing from when I pulled the files. Alright, Lake Butte. The reason I'm looking here is because I talked about that crack at the bottom of Yellowstone Lake, which has got a cap of rhyolite preventing the lava, which is called magma when it's still under the ground, preventing it from coming up. And this lighter color is the line of melt. We got a smaller earthquake right there. Right there. And I wanted to look at the line of melt.
You better prepare. You better prepare.
The ground there at Yellowstone is very brittle. It would not take a large earthquake to trigger an eruption, such as an earthquake on the outside rim of the magma chamber. The outside rim hasn't had the pressure, the uplift built up to make the ground so brittle as it has there in the center of the caldera. Alright, let's bring this up. Drawn out in red.
So I'll show you my Twitter posts, like, dude, get that to the day, well, maybe not to the hour, but I'll get it to the day. And this is a really powerful increase. Like, it reminds me of Deku. You remember how hard it was for him to... Let me turn this down. Remember how hard it was for Deku to absorb Whip? The most recent increase in power that he had. The power I did was a strong combination of old powers that I had created, like the armor that I showed you in the video when I uploaded it. There's that video where I showed you the sun talking to me. Some other things related to health and peace. I think I can make it better though. I think I could make it even better. I'll probably have to remake it soon enough. I'm not sure though when I'm gonna do it because it's so hard. Like, it was really hard. It was like going through the test all over again, but I was kind of used to it after going through the test last time, exactly a month ago. And it could have been why it was so strong last month when I did this exactly on the 11th last month. When I ascended the throne, and you know, I had the emerald color and all that, and the sardine stone color, and shows y'all how to see the kingdom of God by just using your eyes. Your eyes see things upside down, but using your mind's eye. And then you make your eyes one and your whole body being full of light. Because literally your eyes see things upside down and you're not really seeing things right side up. Because they assume that your mind is flipping it back right side up and making you see that. But that's only your mind's eye. Say you close your eyes right now, I'll show you again. Poke on the outside of your eyes, see how you get that light reflection on the inside of your eye, you see? Then you can do it on the outside of the other eye, you'll see now they're one. You'll see it expand. Then you can pop on the top and you'll see it pop on up here on the bottom, just upside down. And then you use your palm, put it on your eyes, something you probably did as a kid, and you'll see the light, your whole body becoming full of light, because the eye is the light of the body. You'll see deities, you'll see all these things that people see of hallucinogenics that they call mythological or whatever, but so it's the same things and they're real. They don't want you to know that because, you know, they can control your reality and all that kind of stuff to a much higher degree, and they won't be able to make you afraid of death and all that because you realize your body is more like the trap, it's more like the Matrix itself. But yeah, this is the solar eclipse, not solar eclipse, but sun quake that happened. And just like I told y'all, man, we're at war. Like, internet's been going out for 2 months, man, since they started this war. And you know, they've been going after the food supplies to the point where y'all only got baby formula. I told you this ain't no joke. Fucking prepare. Now I got thumbs down for that, and I talked very angry in the next video after that. Now I got all thumbs up. I don't know if that's this bitch who giving me thumbs down and making thumbs up and the thumbs downs. They do all kinds of crazy shit. But I'm probably gonna have to remake that just to get that out again, get people knowing it, and you know, just you know, so I can get rid of that one where I'm talking angry or whatever. But yeah, it's real, man. I told you they were gonna go for the power, and then Texas is out of power. Like they knocked out the power in Texas, like, and then they're doing it all over the place. Like they're test running it, and like that's where it's gonna go to. Once they get the power, it's gonna be problematic. A lot of people are gonna die from that because they don't know how to survive without power. And the meek will inherit the earth because all these people that are in these first world countries are just overly condensified in areas and not spread out like they need to be. It's gonna be like zombie apocalypse on some other shit. Like y'all gonna see these people's true forms, their true nature. Like, but yeah, that's the small ass solar sunspot. It caused it. Like, if you look at this video, he'll bring that up. I don't feel like letting him talk because he's a baller for I don't even like it. This guy, he's a baller for that's the same guy, I'm pretty sure. Nah, that's Thor. I don't got too much against Thor. I don't like this guy as much because he used to be a follower of mine. But he never, mentioned my page or whatever. He's probably a shill. I mean, he's obviously a shill. He's in a baller for shit. Well, anyways, I'm gonna let him talk and end this shit because it's kind of interesting some of the things he's gonna bring up, but not really.
May 11th. Hope you guys have a great day looking at the GOES X-ray flux. Also here at the website. Yesterday we saw yet
that was the flare.
X-flare. That makes our total now 8 in solar cycle 25. Here's a look. You guys have a great day looking at the GOES X-ray.
You see the pattern? He's gonna bring it up. You see how I'm making it so that it doesn't do those bigger flares so much because it's all the small ones. That's what the power was made for. Because I had increased the power so much I had to do that. That's why you got these constant flaring, constant lower level flares. And, it got more intense on that level because I increased the power, but it's still breaking up into smaller flares, you can tell. And that's what I created to do. And that's what she was talking about with the drumming. Remember she was talking about the drumming, the rhythm, how constantly be doing these little spikes of power. That's what it was. And literally, that's what I told you the power would do. I can describe all of it because that's what I'm doing. That's what I do.
X-ray flux. Also here at the website, yesterday we saw yet another X-flare. That makes our total now 8 in solar cycle 25. Here's a look at the X-flare, which was Earth-directed. You can see
they're
right
playing this
here
game
in the center of the sun, an Earth-directed X-flare with a kind of a discombobulated CME. That's the ionosphere.
Let me go back here.
That's the ionosphere that reacted almost.
You see this thing on the bottom, it won't disappear like unless I press on it. A lot of times they'll pause it.
Once again, making number 8 for solar cycle 25. Moving over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs and on up to the mighty supervolcano. You guys see the elephant in the room here, the large red signature that's on most of the seismographs. That is a 4.2 magnitude earthquake that occurred near the supervolcano caldera, not necessarily at the caldera, but it was close enough to be.
4.4, by the way. I'm mad the other person they even knew it was a 4.4, then upgraded to a 4.4. It's alright because on the 2 witnesses and on the 4 spirits, it got forever 4 and the 2 witnesses now.
Picked up by almost all the seismographs at the supervolcano caldera. Picture at the homepage of the website is a large wedge tornado sent in by Blake B. out of Lubbock, Texas. Here's yesterday's UV readings. Yesterday, May 10, 2022, saw a UV right around 1205. Estimated was 9.2. The measurement I took was a 12.1. And again, I took that reading yesterday around noon under clear skies. Not a cloud for miles. Do you guys remember back last year when we started?
What did you say? Not a cloud for miles? Not a cloud for miles? You've been saying that ever since I created that power to clear the sky, bro. Like, that's when the UV first shot up to 12. And people was having dreams and all this stuff about the blue organite energy and all that kind of stuff going from city to city, town to town, all that kind of stuff. And not planet, but country to country. I'm about to say planet to planet. But really, it has no limit. They just don't know it, like they can only see as far as they can see. And as far as the little cage is, my cage is a lot bigger. I don't have a cage. But yeah. Remember I told you about those synthetic, how they're, there's more gallons, there's chemtrails, all that kind of stuff. It's literally just like COVID and all that stuff. This nanotech, this CRISPR stuff, this digital biology is reshaping everything. That's what the chemtrail is about. A light goes through it, and then whatever it hits, it shapes it into it. Like just like they shine the laser light through that the petri dish with I think it was salamander, and then it turned the frog into a salamander. That because the light went through its DNA, and it hit the frog, and then turned it into a salamander. That's what they're doing. That's what the chemtrails are out there. That's why it has alien DNA and all this kind of shit. And that's how they're shaping people as well. And that's why there's people put off a Bluetooth code, because the Bluetooth is sharing the virus because of radiation, and it's in digital biology. It's data. They can send it through the Wi-Fi.
We're getting videos from around the world. It's here by Lisa's team out of Bedford, Pennsylvania, of this mysterious moving branch of leaves on a
It's
tree
not normal.
in their backyard. And as you can see, everything else is perfectly calm. This was totally mystifying to her and her family as they watched this go on for many weeks during the summer last year. And this was one of the first videos that she shared with me of this mysterious moving tree branch and leaves in her backyard. This is another example of this rare phenomenon sent in by Tommy P. out of St. Charles, Missouri. You can see no other leaves are moving except those in the center. And again, for unknown reasons, because the wind is not blowing. Here's another example that we saw last year. New wavy plants, the Denver Botanical Gardens, and Laura and Joe. I'm going to put this fast forward. You're going to see how out of place that really is. That's what caught their attention as they're at the Botanical Garden in Denver. Here I zoom in.
Wait for the proof.
Fast forward. You're going to see none of the other leaves in this area are moving except that one in the center that caught their attention.
It's not
Here we
natural.
go. We're going to put it fast
Why?
forward. Look at that thing bouncing back and forth for unknown reasons. If the wind were influencing that, they'd all be moving, not just that one. Here's another example video sent in by Vince out of Australia, who couldn't help but notice the palm prawn over here moving back and forth quite rapidly, and nothing else in the area was moving except that. Okay, here we go. I've got two more examples to share with you guys involving mysterious leaves, tree branches moving for unknown reasons. This one here is just
Look at this shit.
video sent in.
Look at this dumb shit, bro. It's not a fucking real. It's not a normal leaf, bro. This shit is levitating in the fucking sky, bro. When the fuck you see it? When the fuck you see a leaf levitating in the damn sky? It's not a fucking leaf, bro. It's something else, bro. They turn it into some other shit, bro. They can control this shit, these frequencies and all this kind of shit. Like, if you have a strong will, that's why you'll get game stoned, because it doesn't control you. It's like if you're animalistic, then it can control you through your impulse. The most they could probably get you to do is like be a little bit like nervous or feel a certain way, or you know, certain automatic responses. They can't really make you do whatever. Like, they cannot control you. You have a strong will, and that's why they'll use all these animalistic ass people around you to try and target you, because they have control.
By Nathan of a floating leaf that he noticed kind of hanging in the air. So looking at this, you're going to think, okay, it's hanging onto a silk thread, some sort of a cobweb or something like that, right? Again, like the other videos, nothing is moving in the background, but if this were suspended up in the air by a single thread, it would be spinning around. It wouldn't be steady like it is. Something strange for sure going on here. You don't see a cobweb, and it's kind of out here in the middle by itself, not close to a tree. I zoom in close, you don't see any type of webs or silk strings. And again, if it were attached to a silk string, it would be spinning around. It wouldn't be so stable like that. Right there, that little bit of breeze would cause it to flip around very quickly. It's not moving hardly at all. Good observation by Nathan. That video was sent in back in March. I'm going to take you guys now to yet another location of more strange leaves moving on a tree that make absolutely no sense. Video here sent in by
It's been going on for a while,
Find
man.
the entire video down below in the description box. Make sure you stop by and check it out. So here we go. I'm going to play the first part of this video.
Been doing the controls for a long time.
The way these leaves on this tree are shaking, the leaves, the world, some of the trees are shaking like this. Look at this.
The whole bunch of them.
How about that? Another example. This goes back to July of 2018.
This is the kind of shit that
Again,
needs to
find the
be
entire video link down below in the description.
understanding technology, understanding solutions, like having your own society where you don't have to pay taxes, you don't have to be a part of the bullshit. All you need is like 5 people. That's a solution. Then you could have took all that money you spent in the fucking honking your horns in Canada, all those millions of dollars that got stolen by fucking crowdfunding, and use it to build your own goddamn community and be free from this bullshit. Have wind-powered houses, water-powered houses. That's the solution. Technology. That's why they don't want you knowing about it. They want you talking about some damn politics. Like, they want you gambling, wasting your fucking time on speculation. Focus on solutions. That's all you need to focus on. Don't pay attention to all their goddamn distractions. You know, why they're doing all these distractions is because your power is being shut down. Your infrastructure is being shut down. They don't want you paying attention to that. They're sending $40 billion, enough to end world hunger for 2 years, at least, to fucking Ukraine. Speculation. They're gonna steal most of the money for themselves. If you pay attention to the bill, they're gonna pocket most of the money for themselves. Hardly any of us going to Ukraine. It was like they knew y'all wasn't gonna want to go for the fucking war, so they just forced it on you. And Putin's a part of the goddamn show. He literally went in there right after they wasted all your money on the damn trucker thing. Literally, right when they ended the Emergency Act, I predict this is all to the day, literally to the hour when they invaded at midnight. And they ended the Emergency Act, they ended the honking and all that shit, the blocking of the roads and all that shit, doing the same thing the enemy was doing, is basically fucking up the food supply and all that. Because that's why they were so well funded and all that. It's because they're the enemy, man. They're fucking controlled opposition, man. Y'all really gotta understand that, bro. Like, we have to make our own society. Just like they have their secret society and they got their own rules and shit. We need to make our own society, not pay taxes to these pieces of shit anymore. And live like the Nazarene. Jesus Christ, he was a Nazarene. You don't even know who the Nazarenes are. They were actually like a sect of people that lived like equally. Everybody did their part, and you know, like, everybody like reaped the benefits together. There was no iniquity, whereas these class systems and shit like that, like, nobody was in one, man. Like, the amount of money we have, like, there shouldn't be no homeless people, bro. Like, we have more than enough money. Just take the shit from NASA, and you got enough money to end world hunger. And you got enough to take all the homeless off of America, and then you do this with all the other countries wasting their money on that bullshit. And now you got enough to make every country off the street. Like, every country have no, lacking of food and all that. We throw out more food than we eat. You can just take that food and not throw it out. You ain't gotta spend a fucking dime. What about all those houses? Why the fuck that gotta cost money? See, really, you don't even gotta pay a goddamn thing. The houses are already fucking there. It's just like China with their endless fucking houses. It doesn't cost a fucking thing. The houses are just sitting there with the electricity on and the heating and all that shit, and nobody's in it. It's stupid. It's insane. Just use your fucking mind, man. Think about what's right, what's common fucking sense, bro. And then you get all this levitation technology and all this shit, and free energy and all that. You can use the robots to do everything. Nobody even gotta fucking work. These niggas are like, oh, we're gonna lose our jobs to robots. That's what was supposed to happen. That was supposed to happen, you dumbass. Don't you want to be free? Don't you want to be able to live and learn, have freedom? That's the only thing you identify your life with is your fucking job. You're dumb. You're dumb as shit.
Description box. So this has been going on for a while, and I think with the conception of the smartphone, everybody carrying around a high-definition recording device, we're able to see and share mysterious things that we probably never knew were occurring. I know this particular event by Lisa in Bedford, Pennsylvania lasted all summer long until the leaves simply fell off of the branches. This lasted all summer long. Super.
Did you notice that? That leaf in particular looks the most burnt from the chemtrails and all that other shit going on. They tend to fucking burn things. Like, the trees look burnt up, like they're bleeding because of this shit. All the toxins and shit making it look fucked up. That leaf in particular, look at all those, all green. That one's got that rotten look to it.
Bizarre observation.
Look at it again when he grabs
I know this particular event by Lisa in Bedford, Pennsylvania lasted
when they
all
grab it, you're gonna
summer
see clear as day.
long
That shit
until the
looks
leaves
rotten.
simply fell off of the
See that
branches.
shit?
This lasted all summer long. Super bizarre observation. And yet another one sent in by Mulky, and this video has been up since 2018. He shared it with me just a couple of days ago, and I'm sharing it with you. So once again, just another example of
insanity. And people don't think nothing of that. Like, they ain't focused on this kind of shit that matters, like chemtrails and all this shit, getting poisoned, the water, things that matter. Like, all they care about is politics. Like, that's gonna fucking change anything when they never even admit these things happen. Oh. But that's it. I was right like usual. Oh yeah, there's another solar prominence eruption today. And also when that quake happened, there was a 7.0 earthquake in Argentina, in case you didn't see my other video. But yeah, like usual, I'm right, bro. I'm about to get some more NASA destroying evidence out. Like, cause my uncle, he looked at that one video that y'all liked or whatever. He still ain't getting it, bro. He talking about the satellites. I'm like, dude, can't you tell us the fucking satellite? Why the fuck would they go through the effort of hiding that they have these satellites on these weather balloons if they really had satellites up? What would fucking be the point? Like, he just wants to talk about the one little thing that he can speculate about. He's like, oh, what about the Sputniks? And, like, I'm telling you, he knows this shit. He'd be the best goddamn, like, person to argue for the NASA bullshit I've ever met. Like, he actually comes up with shit that makes kind of sense, but it doesn't. Like, for example, I talked about if the planes are, if the Earth's moving, how the fuck do planes end up places at the same exact time, going east or west when they're going against the spin? And there ain't nothing holding them, nothing pulling them. And he's like, well, there's the wind, there's air, you know, and it goes along with the Earth and all this stuff. I'm like, so why the fuck does it go across the Earth? Why doesn't the Earth go right along with it? You know what I mean? He doesn't think about these kind of things, but he actually, that's the first person that ever made me think about it. Like my uncle is gifted, you know, but he, and I'll tell you, he literally, I ain't gonna give it away, but he's like, he's in there, bro. Like he's like their brains, like he runs their show. Like, that's all I'm gonna say about it. Like if they need somebody to fix their problems, they come to this man. Like, lead tech at ABC making shit. Like, this man knew how to code it so he could make something from the bottom part of the damn, the TV, the channel company, the building. He could make it like, he could code it. He could just do code, commands, basically. And make it come from, like, something come from downstairs all the way upstairs. Like, everybody was amazed. Everybody there, like, this dude just blow their mind. But he ain't even, like, understand what I'm trying to show him. Like, I try to show him the wires on there and then this and that. Like, he don't get it. Like, he's blind. Like, it's gonna be wild. Like, he understands certain things, though. Like, when I was like, what about the backdrop? And he was like, yeah, that's interesting. He actually admitted. I couldn't even believe it. I was like, wow, you actually got that. You know, like, he was like, well, you know, NASA is a deceiver. You know, I was like, what about their name meaning this deceiver in Hebrew? And he was like, oh, really? I didn't know that. You know, like, you know, you gotta keep with them certain people as long as they're able. The difference between my uncle and these other people is he's willing to have a conversation with me. That's why I was able to have such, like, for example, when I was talking about the Mars rover, why I knew certain things about it was because of him. Like, he had caught on to certain things, like, because he was seeing inconsistencies as well, even though he's a part of this shit. And I even asked him, I was like, they pay you? He's like, nah, he's not paying me. Even though he does work for one of them, technically, he's helping them with their show, and this dude is well known, and if I bring it up, then he's gonna get, I don't want to bring him no trouble. I'm sure they already know who he is anyway, because he literally he's done all kinds of stuff, that's all I'm gonna say about it. But, that's it, man. I'm gonna end this show real quick, and we get to that so I can get that up for him personally, but also for you guys. It's gonna be some very damning stuff that gets straight to the point. You can show it to anybody, they'll get it. That's the kind of stuff I'm trying to go for. It's stuff I had for a while now, too, actually. Just sitting on it. Because, you know, I'm always busy, man. Like, you think it's hard being a YouTuber? Try being a YouTuber and God and all these other things at the same time. Try doing that.